Hello everyone and welcome to a new video of Med and Health Sports. Today we will talk about the mental health of athletes, taking a brief approach to how these professionals live in different scenarios of symptoms, depression, anxiety and frustration. Let's start with a brief approach to the importance of mental health in sports. Mental health in sport is just as important as physical health in optimizing performance. Even so, it often goes unnoticed and it's not given the importance it deserves. Having good mental health is a fundamental aspect for the well-being of the athlete.
Over the last 2 decades, many efforts have been made to include the figure of a psychologist within sport teams and entities. However, the integration of this figure is far from taking other more accepted ones. Talking about mental health in sport should be normalized. If this were so, athletes would be more open to talking about their experience and reporting their psychological difficulties. In this way, they could be given the required attention and problem solved before they become persistent. According to the clinical psychologist from the Center for Technical and Higher Education, the CETIS, Campus Mexicali, to diagnose an athlete with depression, the following behaviors must appear: depressed mood, lack of interest, lack of energy, weight gain or loss for no reason, not sleeping well or sleeping too much, lack of concentration and coordination in their sport activities, little satisfaction with their sport, feeling guilty about feeling unable to do activities you are used to, in more severe cases, suicidal thoughts.
Having prior knowledge of the subject, we take as an example the story of a successful soccer player. The world of football has given us many joys, but in the same way, it has left us unforgettable tragedies, which today continue to leave a hole in the fans and in all those who listen to this story. It was the year 2009 when, on February 10, Robert Enke, the goalkeeper who feared life, made the tragic decision to throw himself onto the train tracks at the age of 32, and those with his life, leaving behind a great football career and a family that still remembers the moment and great pain. The reasons for his tough decision are attributed to a strong depression he was going through. He is due to the fact that despite living a great moment in his career, the goalkeeper was very afraid of failure, and adding to this, in his personal environment, he had to deal with the death of his 2-year-old daughter. The unfortunate thing about this situation is that at the time of his death, the goalkeeper was perhaps facing his best moment. Since his regularity and good performances made him in the number one candidate to a cup, the German goal at South Africa 2010. We can understand the personal problems that one as a person could have, but having the pressure, the fear of failing as a professional is a burden that millions of athletes carry today. The story of Robert Enke is one of thousands of stories of people who they feel insufficient throughout their career. As a sport fan, it is sad to see how people have no weight of certain mental problems. They do not have the willingness to want to talk to a professional, to be able to go hand in hand with a treatment and go getting better.
Now, to end this 8th video, we thought about a solution that we think could help improve the mental health of the athletes in all sports, and that solution is that, for example, in sports that you have a team, that there are some psychologists, and that according to the sport and how high is the, let's call, demand or pressure, they have from 1 to 3 appointments a week, because we were surprised to find that some teams in some sports around the world don't have someone to help their athletes, and yes, they can search one outside, but we thought it would be easier this way. And finally, for the individual sports, we thought about making like some sort of organization where you could find easily a psychologist, and that way helping have mental health in sports. And well, thanks for continuing watching our videos. We hope you like this one, and don't forget to like and subscribe so when we make another video you receive a notification. Until next time.